Hello, hello, and welcome. I want to talk to everyone today about some May energy, some projections. I'm just hearing pretty clearly that there's this energy of being beholden to our 12-month calendar system. And I think there is this struggle that a lot of you might feel with it. There's this awareness of the sort of Gregorian calendar that we all watch, we all hold ourselves to. There's this awareness of that not really being based off of the way the earth moves and cycles, right? And I think the collective I'm speaking to very much understands that, but we also are all beings of this physical world. And so we have to play with the systems that the physical world gives us. And I am just getting this feeling that there's a desire to understand month by month, season by season, how to plan for what's coming. So this is a read based off of what's coming, and sort of how you can build your May to be the best May possible, and what is coming in for this collective in May, or what energy might be coming in and what connections we can draw from that. So happy May. It is May 2nd. We're a little late, but that's okay. This came to me late, and so better late than never is the the read here. So I'm getting this really specific image that a lot of you have been feeling like you've been waiting in the wings, and waiting in the wings is the specific verbiage that I'm getting. But the imagery I'm getting is literally you're at either a dance performance or a theater performance, and you are standing backstage waiting in the wings, and you're standing there and you can see the stage, and you have someone else's voice echoing in your head saying, if you can see the audience, they can see you. And so you are being so careful to not be able to see the audience, and you have a part in this, but your part never comes. It's almost like you're an understudy, but you weren't told you were an understudy, or they cut your scene or your number or something. And it's this really specific feeling that you are watching something unfold that you know you want to be a part of, that you know you can be a part of. Like, you've rehearsed, you know what to do, but it never comes. And I'm getting the sense that that is the energy you are bringing into May. That's not to say that that is how May is going to unfold, but like, you're coming from this place of you've been waiting in the wings, and you get to choose what you do with that energy is what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing a prescriptive one way or another, like you are destined to perform or not one way or another, but I am hearing that that collective energy of like seeing something unfold that you want to be a part of is powerful, and it's there. And your guides are kind of asking you to decide what you want to do with it, and decide how you want to channel that. And that is the energy that you are being asked to bring into this next month of May. Of, you know what it feels like to have rehearsed, and you know what it feels like to be ready and wait. And what can you do with that? Sorry, I am back if there is an abrupt cut or edit here. I just had a bizarre recording issue, which makes me think there could be some throat chakra stuff happening for you as well, either currently or in the past or this month, or a place where you're coming from where it just feels like maybe you like know what you want to say but can't figure out how to get it out. That might resonate, but that might just be something that's coming up for a small group. But May, coming into this place, this waiting from the wings, and I'm almost getting a sense that for this particular collective, there's been something in the works for a while, and the details of what's in the works has been really fuzzy. So I'm getting like last June or July just strongly in my head for some reason. I'm seeing that like last summer was significant for some part of this collective for some reason. That is sort of where whatever the thing is that you were bringing in, like a big seed was planted then. And that doesn't mean that's when you started chasing after it. This could be something you've been going after for a long time. That's not to say that, that's when like the real active work started, but there's something significant about something you went through last summer that is still being carried over today. And I'm seeing like a little bit of a roller coaster. As I'm speaking, I'm kind of moving my hand in an up and down wave. It's like a bar graph or a line graph that's going up and to the right, but has dips and peaks and dips. And I'm sort of seeing like last summer, there was this liminal space you were in of being really close to manifesting something, but then fall hit, momentum slowed, winter there was a dip, and I feel like this collective has sort of been on a very steady, slow incline. A steady, slow incline coming out of winter. And that incline has just started like ramping up a bit. So I feel like January, February, slow months. Like if again you're to use this roller coaster analogy, it almost feels like you're going flat, but if you can look at it from a sort of a wider view, if you're looking at the roller coaster head on and you can see the direction, you can tell it's going uphill, but if you're on it, you can barely tell. March, something shifted in March, you left something behind, that is really when like the path started unfolding. April was this month of doing a lot of little things that you don't know why you did them, or maybe you were following kind of a bunch of little paths or trails. I almost see like somebody in this room where they can't see in front of them. They know they're in the right room. There's a lot of things to do in the room, and you just have to kind of like tinker and see what leads you to the next thing. It's almost like what are those called? When you go in a room and you have to like solve that big puzzle and there's all these clues. What's that called? Escape room. It's like an escape room, except you can only see one thing at a time in the escape room. Like you're in the right room. You don't know which actions are going to lead to a clue or going to lead to the key or whatever, but you just know within you. It's like, well, I don't know which one's going to lead to it. So I have to do something. That feels like the energy of April. And May feels like the month where the clouds and the fog could start to lift. I'm not a super predictive reader. I want to be very clear, and I know that energy is not for everyone. So like, I'm not a future teller. I can't tell the future, but what I can do is tell you the energy I'm feeling and draw connections and hope that weaving those together brings you clarity. So I can't sit here and say, yeah, you're going to escape the room in May, because I think some of you will. I'm getting that some of you are going to find that key in May. But some of you are going to have to keep trudging and just trusting. But the energy I'm getting is that it's really about like looking for confirmation, but not spending too much time looking for it. Like tuning into yourself, knowing that these moves are heading in the right direction. If you did something in April towards whatever you're manifesting and there was even like the slightest ping of alignment, like that's your confirmation. And I'm really hearing that, again, it's like this message of discernment, of being okay with like the subtleties. It doesn't have to be angel numbers every day or whatever. You asked for an eagle every day, and so you see an eagle. Like, it's really easy to get caught up in that stuff and want that to know that we're on the right path. But Spirit is really asking for you to be more okay with like the subtleties of just that felt right, and I don't know where it's leading, but I know it felt right, and so I'm going to keep going. That feels like the energy to bring into May. It's this like knowing what it feels like to wait in the wings, to know that you are ready for something, but not to be called on. And that's hard energy, and you might not be called on in May, right? You might be an understudy, and that actor or that dancer doesn't get sick and they perform all of May, but you have to keep up with the routine, because when you are to be called in, you're going to be ready. You are ready. And if you are, in that same analogy, like you're an understudy for a dancer, you have to keep practicing and keep going through the motions and showing up to rehearsal and knowing that routine end to end. And know that process, there's so much in that process. And that is some of what I'm feeling in May. I'm also feeling for some of you to be open to the people that are wanting to be in your life at this time. That might be new connections, that might be old connections. I'm seeing like professional partnerships, not necessarily like you're gonna meet your co-founder or whatever, but like friends, colleagues, people that maybe you worked with a long time ago that are reaching out or resurfacing in some way. That's not to say like, oh, some divine connection is coming in, but I am hearing that it'll serve you to be open to that. So that's definitely something that I'm hearing from May. What else? I honestly think that's like the core of it. And I know that that's not the most robust message to hear, but I think as we no, there's something else. So, and it has to do again with this knowing what it feels like to wait in the wings, like, and be ready. That feeling is such a like you are ready, and you also can see that the show goes on without you, right? And that also can be really hard, but it feels like it's preparing you for this new paradigm that we're entering, where you do need to like understand that it's okay for the focus to be on you, right? You don't have to, obviously we have to look out for our fellow humans. That's not to say to like, only worry about yourself, to lose your empathy, because those are really important things that you carry. I feel like very strongly, like very empathetic people in this room right now. But you need to know the routine, and don't worry about who else knows the routine right now. That's coming in like very strongly. So if I had to tie this in, like May might feel like a slog, similar to April, but instead of just trusting that whatever is coming in, you are being asked to see confirmation in the subtleties, and to not worry about, 777 22211, like that stuff is really, it's lovely. It's lovely to see angel numbers. It's lovely to see those feathers, the ladybugs or the butter or whatever it is you're asking for. But you've evolved beyond that. You've evolved beyond needing to see angel numbers and signs every day, and you can still ask for them, of course, and your guides will still show them to you, but this feels like they're telling you don't need them, and the confirmation lives within yourself, and you have the power and the discernment to understand what an aligned action is versus not. And that is really what I think is like, if you were to work on one thing for May, I feel like April, like, the message for April is like, if you're going to work on one thing for April, it's just do all the little things, see where they go. Like, it's almost like, throwing things at the wall and letting it stick. May is, okay, you did all these things at the wall, let it stick, tune in and figure out which of those things were aligned, and then keep doing those. And if you don't know, quiet the mind, go inward, keep doing those little actions, but like, know that the roller coaster in May it's going uphill. And you're on the roller coaster and you're going to feel it. It's not just going to be, oh, you can see it, but it feels flat. No, you're going to be able to start to feel it. So that is the main message for May that I'm getting. It's, again, I know a lot of internal work. I can't tell you that your person is going to sweep you off your feet, or your dream whatever is going to knock on your door. That's not the reader I am. I'm not going to tell you that blessings are plummeting in. But what I can tell you is whatever is aligned for your highest purpose can come in. But you've really gotta listen to yourself. You've gotta have those conversations with yourself. Look inward rather than outward in this next month. So that's the reading. Fairly simple, short and sweet. I will see you next time.